Ciao! Today we're going to be taking you through our tour through Italy. We're starting off in the town of Ravello. We just came from Naples. It was quite a drive to get here, but we did it, and the streets were actually in better condition than I thought they would be. So that was pretty good. And now we're going to go explore the little town of Ravello and hopefully get some pizza. Buongiorno! Today is our first full day, so I wanted to give you a little recap of what we did yesterday. So again, Anthony picked me up in Naples, and then we went through the mountains and stopped in Ravello on our way down to Amalfi. Ravello was a really cute town, and I think we did it pretty well because I know some people stay in Ravello and it does have really beautiful views. If you want to stay right on the water though, it's not right on the water. It's one of the ones that's up on the cliffs. But there's 2 villas there, and the first one is right in the town center, Villa Ruffolo, and that was really pretty. That's where they have a music festival there every year. Not like a music festival where you go and party. It's like an elegant, maybe not festival. I don't know, but they have it set up. So I was expecting more gardens. The gardens weren't there as much as I would have hoped, but it was still very beautiful to see. And then we stopped, got Anthony a cafe because he had been traveling for like 24 hours or more. And that was nice because then we got Wi-Fi because we hadn't had a plan yet. So I had some places that I wanted to try for lunch and I couldn't remember where. So then we went to the other villa, Villa Cimbrone. Let me see if that's actually it. Villa, yeah, Cimbrone. And that was also really beautiful. It's a little bit bigger, but I didn't see as much inside because they had a crypt, I think, and it was closed. Whereas the other one, we could actually go inside and see, and we could go a tower, which was cool. But very beautiful. There's like very famous, at the end, statues right along the water. So overall, also just stunning. And then we went and we ate at Mimi's Pizzeria, and that was also very good food. I enjoyed that a lot. The woman where we parked, she had recommended us, I think it's like Vittoria, and that's right in the center as well. The Duomo is something to just see, the little piazza that they have in the middle. Beautiful, simple. We spent kind of the afternoon, and I think that we did that pretty well. So then we headed down to Amalfi, which is where we're staying in Hotel Aurora. And I love this hotel. It's really beautiful. We actually just came from breakfast, and their breakfast choices were wonderful. They have a little bit of a mix of like Italian breakfast, which is more sweet, and then they also have like international options. So like they had eggs and bacon and those kind of things. Fruit, which was really good for me, because I haven't had a lot of that. So overall, oh, and then they have a cafe machine, so you can just get an espresso if you want, or they have different options that you can have. That was fine, and I will show you the view from our hotel. I also like this hotel because it's a little bit outside of the downtown of Amalfi. Amalfi is really crowded at this time. It's June, and I think all summer it's gonna be really crowded. So if you have the flexibility, I would maybe come in more of an off season. But if you're like me and you don't, that's okay. And it's still very beautiful. We're getting ready to go on. There was a lot of things that I actually wanted to do, and I'm not sure how much we're gonna get to, which is also okay, because you wanna make sure that you check the streets and ask the locals to find out if there's any closures. For example, the main road to get from here to Sorrento, which is where we're going, is the Strada 163. So Highway 163, it's not really a highway, very narrow. But it's basically the only route along the water to get to the town. And some rocks fell, because right on the cliff, a few days ago, and it's been closed, a little bit open, closed, a little bit open. So we asked the front desk, and they said it's open, but on Google Maps it shows closed, but Google Maps here is not 100% accurate. So I'm gonna ask the polizia in the town and see what they say, and then we'll make a final decision, because I had planned a few things to do kind of along the coast, but if it doesn't work out, that's okay. We'll just go up through the mountains, end up in Sorrento. One last thing with Amalfi. Oh right, I didn't even talk about Amalfi. Again, Amalfi, it's a beautiful town. Lots of people though. They have their church in the main center, the cathedral, and you can actually enter it. There's a garden, but we got there too late. So you could do that if you're interested. It was only like €4. What else do they have? They have the piazza. The gelato we had was great. The restaurant we got to, we did not plan 100% accurately because you want to make a reservation. We were gonna go to Lido Azzurro, but they had no availability. And so we got lucky. I called up one of the restaurants that had a little terrazza, and at first they told me, no, we don't have anything. And then they were like, wait, we got something for you, you can come. So I just would recommend, if you come again in a busy season, be prepared, make reservations if you have somewhere that you want to eat. And I will make sure I put the name of the restaurant where we ate. Something 17, maybe terrazza 17, so yeah, 17. If you look up that, it'll be there. It was beautiful. The town's very small, very walkable. Again, loved our location with the hotel, walkable to everything. Gelato, love the cafe I had this morning. And now we're gonna go. Last thing is, my intention was to take this little boat to the Grotto dello Smeraldo, the Emerald Cave, but I think with the parking that we have, it's just gonna be, we're not gonna have enough time. Quindi, so I think we're just gonna get on the road and we're gonna find out if we go along the coast or if we go through the mountain. So let's go.
So right now we are in Procida, and this is by far my favorite place. It's our second full day, so I'm going to recap you on what happened yesterday. Yesterday I left off right after breakfast in Amalfi, and I really loved our hotel, and they gave us good directions because they had told us Road 163 is open, and it was open, so we were able to pass through the whole Amalfi Coast. We didn't end up stopping anywhere, but I will put down below some of the different ideas. I'm gonna call this video Italy on a budget and in a very short time. So 5 nights in Italy is not a lot of time. So I had found a lot of things that you can do, but each of them takes time, takes money. So I would just look into the different things yourself. And if you have more time, more funds, then these are some things that you can do. So I'll leave those down in the description box. But we just drove along the coast to Sorrento, and then we were lucky because our hotel was actually ready basically at the time that we got there. That was great because that was maybe just around 12:30, and we paid for parking, which was I think like $25 for the night. And then we went to lunch right there at something Delfino, and that was so good, right on the water. Probably some of the most amazing pasta I've had in my life. And then we went to the beach, which is right there. I love that our Airbnb was also in that zone, so it wasn't as convenient to get to the downtown. However, I prefer being by the water, and it was perfect. We just rented 2 little sunbeds and an umbrella, chilled at the beach, but I will also put some excursions that you could do from Sorrento if you have time, money. You could do a boat ride. I think that would be beautiful, but we were just there for a night, so we just did a beach day, and then after we showered, we went into the town, and beautiful town. I really love the town of Sorrento. Make reservations again. Some of the places don't even take reservations, and their lines were so long, and we were like, nope, not worth it. So there are some really well-known places, but we ended up going to this little place, and it was interesting because the pizza, it's like a pizza place, but it's not your typical Italian style pizza. It was very different, so it was interesting. And I got gnocchi, and I should have thought, because I wanted some protein, so I got fish gnocchi, or it was shrimp, and it just was not great, but that's okay. After got gelato, that's what's important. Then this morning, this little Airbnb hotel did not come with a breakfast or breakfast voucher, so we went to a little bar, as they call it, probably like a few feet away from our hotel. It was amazing. The older gentleman that works there is so sweet, and we got 2 little sweets, and he actually was like, do you want me to cut them and fill them with Nutella? We're like, sure. So we got that, and then macchiato, and it was buonissimo. And let's see, then after that, we drove to Naples, where the port is. It took a long time because there was a lot of traffic, so plan for that. And we actually ended up missing our ferry that I had booked by like several minutes. We had to park the car, and then by the time we walked down, it had already gone. But the people there were so kind. I was talking to one of the men, and he was pointing me in the direction that I have to go to buy a different one that was leaving in a few minutes. And then he went and talked to the people and was like, wait, there's 2 people coming. So the Italian people are 100%. They're really good people, and they helped us. So we got on the ferry. We were only like maybe half an hour later than we were supposed to be. We were again able to do like a check-in right when we got there, which is like 1:30, which is a lot earlier, at least traditionally, than places in the US. And then we arrived here, right to the port, which was super convenient, which is why it's a little bit noisy. But this was perfect. We didn't have to walk with our baggage. Then we went and got lunch, which was a little bit of an uphill, kind of to the little historic center. That was amazing food. I really loved the sandwiches that we got. And it was right, again, on the water, amazing and affordable. We walked up through the historic part, came back down, actually stopped at a little place, got a bathing suit, and then went to a beach that was right here, and I really loved that. It was not busy at all, and Procida in general has not been as crowded as the other 2, which is, I think, why I like it so much. So now we just gotta shower as always again, and then we're gonna go to dinner. No reservations, so we'll see where we end up. Wish us luck, and let's see where we go. Hello, we made it to day 4, which is our last full day. We are in Rome now. The last time I spoke to you, we were in Procida, and it was the evening. The place we went to dinner was spectacular, right on the water, great views, good gelato afterwards that we walked to and got. There was definitely a lot that I wish we had time to do in Procida, but we didn't, so would have loved to have rented either a bike or a motorcycle to go around the city. That would have been great, but it's okay, you know, we don't get to do everything. We returned on the ferry, and then instead of driving just the highway to get to Rome, we decided to go more along the coast, and I was looking for somewhere good to eat, and I saw this little town, and it had a lot of different restaurants on the water, and you could sit there for and spend the time at the beach as well. I really liked our restaurant. I think it would have even been better if we did the to-go and then just kind of hung out on the beach. But that spot in general was really cute. I loved that spot and would highly recommend if you want a beach day. If you couldn't tell, I love the beach. Then I would definitely recommend going there. We didn't spend a lot of time though because we knew we still had to drive to Rome, which was I think about 2 hours more. Just 2 hours there, 2 hours more. So it was a lot longer, but I just like that we got to see even more of the country. So then we got to Rome, showered and everything, and we went to dinner. We wanted to stay somewhere close. We were near the Trevi Fountain, and dinner was really good. There was a few different highly rated pizza places, and we decided, you know what, let's just walk a little bit more. And I like that this one had outdoor seating, and there wasn't a super long line like the other ones. We got in right away. They had a table for us outside, so that was nice. Gelato, the gelato place that we went to, that was really good. And then this morning we have been up and we have been walking everywhere. Got a little bit lost. We ended up walking somewhere where we got to a point where you could not walk anymore. And so then we had to just get a taxi to take us to lunch, and we went to Denzo, and I'm always gonna keep it real with you guys because this place had a line. We didn't wait super long, maybe half an hour, but it's well known, and we really just didn't think it was that great. So that was a little bit of a bumming experience, but I also feel you live and you learn. You're not gonna hit it every single time, and everyone raves about it, so I don't know, maybe it was us. The one thing that I will say is if you are vegetarian, you don't eat meat, there was not a lot on the menu, and I was not aware. We ran out of data, so we really didn't know where to go, and I got back with I think 2% on battery on my phone. So here we are back at our place in Rome. Is really cute, great location, and affordable, and we're gonna rest up a little and then do some more tonight. Don't know where we're going, but we'll figure it out. I am so sad to be leaving, but we have had such a good time in Italy. We are flying out of Rome using Norse Airlines. It's a very affordable airline, but you want to make sure that you get there early to the airport because they do not do online check-in. And at least when I went to JFK, there was a power outage, and so the line was super long. But I was able to make my flight on time, and that's what matters. So we're gonna make sure we get there early today. We might even pay for a lounge to be able to use the shower because our flight is at 7 p.m. and we're gonna go try and stop at a little beach that's right near the airport. So I will let you know how that is, of course, but general flight recommendations: look for different airports in your area. Find one that is the most affordable. So even though we live in New Jersey, we decided to fly out of JFK because it was that much more affordable. And we also flew into Rome, even though I was staying in Naples. As a general summary of my favorite places in order, everything was spectacular. I've loved every single city, but my favorite, I would say, was Procida. Then after that, I think I really loved Naples. I spent the whole week there and I was studying. I'll put the name of the school where I was studying. I loved that program and would highly recommend it. It was right near the train station, which the public transport in Italy is pretty good. Make sure that you just, again, show up early because anything can happen. For example, when I was taking the trains from Rome to Naples, I got there, I did the regional train because it's much more affordable. They do have the fast trains. If you can pay more, then pay more. It'll be a lot faster and probably easier. But I was taking a regional train, which will make stops along the way, and they canceled 2 of them that morning, so I had to wait like 2 hours, and it was fine. I still got there, but then when I got there, I was also planning on taking the metro, but there was a sciopero, a strike, so I had to end up calling a taxi, which they charged a lot, but it's okay. You do what you gotta do to survive when you are abroad. So Naples was my second favorite city. Very easy to get around. I love the metro system, and there's like an affordable week pass, a day pass, and lots to do, and lots of good food there, and gelato as well. So Procida, Naples, then Sorrento. I really liked Sorrento. It was really pretty. And then after that, then Rome. I mean, everything was stunning, but Rome is such a bigger city and we really didn't get to fully explore it. And I would love to return here. Don't worry, I did make my wish in the Trevi Fountain. Your first coin that you throw is that you will return to Rome. Okay, so hopefully, fingers crossed that I will be back. And then last would be Amalfi. So I was a little bit surprised by that, but that was my least favorite. I think it's the time of year. So again, if you have flexibility to travel at a different time, I would do that. It's definitely though somewhere to see in your life, and I think if we had spent maybe another day, had gone out on the water, it would have been even better. But you do what you can and what you gotta do. So overall, our time here has been incredible. We're gonna go see if we can go head up that little beach, and yeah, I hope this video has been helpful for you, and let me know. I mean, there's so many recommendations that you guys probably have, so I would love to know because, again, fingers crossed, I'm gonna be back here. So if you guys have any recommendations, places to eat, things to do, especially if you have any recommendations on a budget, let me know. And yeah, I will catch you in the next one. If this is my outro, I might end up giving one more clip depending on how today goes. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give this a thumbs up. I hope that the advice that I was able to give was helpful. I tried to see both, you know, all of the positive things while also acknowledging the things that maybe could be more difficult for tourists as we're going about. So hopefully it's been helpful, and I'll catch you in the next one.